Good morning, everybody. It's the 14th of March. I just got into work and I am actually setting everything up. We actually have a busy day today. It's going to be 3 patients. One is going to be a shorter visit, and then 2 others are going to be screenings for a study that we just recently were approved to start the screening process. So I'm just literally turning everything on. And yeah, it's gonna be a fun day today. I'm gonna check back with you guys hopefully at the end of the day. If not, well, I don't. But anyways, just wanted to start the day off, let you guys know what's going on. So yeah, we got those 3 patients, and depending on how long they take, I may or may not get to other things that I need to also finish by the end of today. If I don't finish by the end of the day, I'm finishing it tomorrow. So yeah, I'll check in with you guys later. Peace. What's up, guys? Just finished all 3 visits today, subject visits today. So hold on, where'd I park? Oh, I went out the wrong side. I parked on the other side, actually. So I finished these 3 patient visits today. The first one was fairly quick again, and the other 2 were screening visits, so they took a little bit longer, just because they had like vitals, EKGs, lab draw, or blood samples that had to be drawn out. So those 2 took a little bit longer, but I'm just, I just want to report in and just give you an update on my timeline and schedule and just everything that goes down. So right now I'm basically just taking my lunch. I typically don't take a lunch, but today it's been long and I'm kind of hungry, so I'm taking my lunch break. So I'll check back in with you guys when I'm done, and we'll go from there. Alright guys, what's up? Just checking back in. It looks like it's nearing the end of my day right now. We finished the 3 visits today. The first one was one of the easier ones. Only took about 45 minutes, if that. And then the other 2, they're the screening visits that we are actually using the eCRF for, or the electronic case report files or forms for. And me and my other colleague Monica, we're still getting used to this eSource or Creo, and for the most part it's getting really easy. It's getting really more convenient because we don't have to have paper with us all the time and just write everything down, stop what we're doing, and then go back to the patient or go back to whatever we're doing. Or if we're taking vital signs, we don't have to keep switching back and forth. We can do it all right on our phone, which is pretty convenient, pretty easy. It's either your phone, a tablet, or a computer, maybe laptop, whichever is convenient for you. So that's really, really convenient now, and we're getting used to it. But even though it's still in the early phases or early stages, there's still little minor hiccups. Just with the platform, maybe we don't know how to enter the numbers correctly or the time, or we're just trying to figure it out by feeling it out. But for the most part, this eSource Creo is actually really, really good, and I have a really good feeling about this for future screenings or future visits, and they're going to go super, super smooth. But as far as the screenings go, I kind of wanted to make note of this in this video, and I think my number one, I guess, key advice would be to just pour over this protocol that you have, or if you have a new study, pour over that protocol 100 times, 200 times, 1,000 times. I mean, screening visits are really, really important because this is where the subjects, they obviously have to sign the ICF, or the informed consent form, just to give their permission to participate in the study. But it's also important because subjects have to understand what's going to go through in the study, what side effects might happen, they basically learn what the study's about, how it's going to happen, all the schedule of events, everything basically. But what's important for you guys as a coordinator is to really get that protocol down, because there's going to be exclusion and inclusion criteria for every study and every protocol. But these inclusion and exclusion criteria, they're not always going to be the same. Study A might require only maybe 5 specific inclusion criteria, while study B requires maybe 10 or 15 inclusion criteria. And then you can go on to your exclusion criteria. Funny thing about that is my very first solo screening working here, I actually almost messed up because there was a BMI exclusion criteria. And without thinking, I was just the pure adrenaline rush. I was just writing down information, taking the subject's height and weight and calculating the BMI out, and without even thinking about it, I almost moved forward and enrolled that patient. So knowing the protocol is actually really going to help in the long run. And I mean, as a coordinator, we try and take steps to prevent anything bad from happening in the future, which is deviations, or anything that might hinder the subject's ability or eligibility for the study. And it's also just good GCPs, good clinical practices, just to know the protocol like the back of your head, so that maybe if one of your other colleagues doesn't understand or needs clarification on something, you can help them out with that as well. But yeah, the exclusion and inclusion criteria are super important. The protocol for each study is basically like your Bible. If you need any help with anything, there's a con medication list, which is basically medications that are excluded in the study, or medications that are allowed. And for most studies, if not all, they require a stable dosage and no PRN or take as needed for the subject. And that's just basically because they're trying to, the sponsor's trying to test their own drug or whatever it is they're trying to find out, so that their previous medication doesn't interfere with their current IP. And the IP is the investigational product or the investigational drug at study. But yeah, the protocol, if you're a coordinator, I mean, you should already know this protocol is basically your best friend, your Bible. It's a dog, man. It's a man's best friend, honestly, in the field of clinical research. If you're new to clinical research, you better get familiar with the protocols, because protocols, they are going to save your butt every time, I guarantee you. And if you maybe don't understand something in the protocol, don't hesitate to ask someone else, because I mean, these are basically the guidelines for the study. If you don't know it, ask maybe another coordinator who may have been working here working at your facility longer than you. If you don't want to ask a colleague, you can also contact your monitor. Monitors are always helpful and friendly, and they're extremely knowledgeable too. So never hesitate to reach out and ask somebody for help. If you don't know whether or not the subject satisfies the criteria, how to go about handling a certain criteria or anything of that sort. But yeah, today was a really fun, cranked out three visits, and tomorrow we have another one, but that's going to be pretty short again as well, so not too worried about that one. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, leave them down below. If you want, you can always share my videos on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever you guys want to do. Let me know. I'll leave my Facebook and my Instagram handle down below. You're probably already on my YouTube, so I'll leave that here. What else? Today is going to actually be the very first episode of Drunken Deviations, where I combine my love for beer and my newfound love and passion for clinical research into one, almost kind of like a podcast, or just an easy, laid-back type of video. And I'm going to be recording this first episode today later on, so stick around for that, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Thanks for watching.